Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's installment of the Marin Symphony at Home. I am very, very happy to welcome one more member of the orchestra, one of our principal players, in fact, our newest principal player, to be my guest this week. She is MyungJu Yeo, and she joined the orchestra as our principal flute just about a season ago. So, welcome, MyungJu.
Hi, Alasdair. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you too. As I was saying, you may be one of the faces in the orchestra with which our audience may be least familiar with, because you've really only just played with us for half a season before COVID struck. So I thought this would be a nice chance for people to get to know you a little bit and your background, how you came to be here. So why don't we start? Tell us a little bit about where you were born, where you grew up, and when you came to the United States.
Yeah, so I was born in Busan, South Korea. It's the second largest city in Korea, and none of my family was a musician, so I was kind of like the first one who started the music. And my mom was always interested in classical music, so she will always play classical music in the background. So yeah, I listened to lots of piano music when I was little, and nobody pushed me to start the music or anything. But um, from just listening to lots of piano music, I really wanted to start playing the piano. So I was asking my parents to take me for the piano lesson. So I started playing the piano at the age of 5.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so I started taking a lesson, and I remember very clearly the first time when my parents bought me a piano. And as a young child, I'll wake up super excited in the morning, and then I would just go up to the piano and start playing at 6 in the morning. And I've been like really, yeah, enjoying and practicing to play the piano.
So you weren't pushed into it, but music was part of your the sound world growing up.
Yeah, I wanted to start.
How long did you play piano before you switched to flute, and why did you start flute?
Yeah, so I've been playing the piano for a few years before I started the flute. And I was pretty into the piano, and I actually um, was playing the organ in the Catholic Church, like since I was like 9 years old.
Really?
And yeah, and it was like really good training for sight reading, because every week you're getting music, right? So I've been doing that for a couple of years. I was too small to use this, what is it, like pedal keys for
Yeah.
big organ. So I couldn't use that part, but I really like to do it. And then when I was 10, I saw one of my classmates like the flute. So I was like, oh, that's very pretty instrument. So I want to do that. So yes,
Okay.
yeah. So I
So you and
asked,
I were the same age. I started when I was 10 as well.
oh, is that right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Started playing
We
flute
didn't
as
have like a band or orchestra in Korea though, like in the public school. So I was one of the rare kid who was playing an instrument in Korea.
Did you say that I didn't catch that? There was a band or orchestra, or there was
So
not?
there wasn't a band or
So,
orchestra.
how long was it before you started with your first ensemble with a band or orchestra?
So after I started, I wanted to go to art middle school. There's like art middle school in Korea. But my parents thought I was too young to decide um, to go to that route. So they wanted me to just go to regular middle school. So I was just playing myself and attending competitions, many competitions actually. And
Yeah.
it was going pretty well. And then I finally asked my parents to send me to art high school. So yeah, then there was orchestra and
So you got some good ensemble experience in
yes.
high school. That's great. And then, was there a moment when you got to college age? Had you decided what you wanted to do yet? Whether it was music, or what was your focus when you became, let's say, when you were 18, when you were time to go to college?
Yeah, so I actually moved to Vienna, Austria already when I was 17 before I entered the college in Korea. So when I
Now
was
that's
like, yeah.
fascinating. I had to stop you there because that's not a usual thing to go from
Oh,
Korea to Vienna. Why Vienna in particular?
oh, so when I was in the first year of high school, I had a chance to apply for the Principal Flute of Berlin Radio Symphony Orchestra. I had a master class, and after first lesson, I was just like, oh, I want to go to Europe to study music. And yeah, my childhood teacher, she studied in Vienna with Wolfgang Schultz. So yeah, she encouraged me to go to Vienna. So that's how I moved to Vienna at the
So
age of
that's
17.
been quite a difference from Busan to Vienna. I mean, tell us how that feel. And I mean, did you learn German as you were good? Did you learn in advance? How did that work?
I took like 2 months of German grammar class, and then I moved to Vienna. So I started just learning from there. So
That's amazing. Was it? I mean, did it feel like a really strange? Was it strange? Was it wonderful? Was it both?
it's great, and I guess when you're 17, you don't really know. You're not afraid. I just feel later on. I felt bad for my parents. It must be such a
I
thing
know what
for my parents to decide to send two daughters. Like my sister actually came with me too. So yeah.
So you came to Vienna, which is of course the city that is so strongly linked with classical music and the classical music tradition. Was it an exciting thing? Did you learn a lot there? I mean, how many years were you there?
Yeah, so much. I learned so many things. It's such a, it is like really like capital of music and their concert, like tons of concert every night. And my teacher will always ask me in every lesson, so which concert did you go this week? If I didn't, then he will scold at me.
Well, you didn't have the excuse. You could never say, "Well, I didn't see anything that was interesting."
No, no, I
Always
couldn't.
something.
Yeah, and before I went to Vienna, it was more like music was more like me just having fun
Yeah.
instead of like getting pressure of practicing or anything like that. I was just having fun to play, and it was just like it. But my for my teacher, that wasn't enough.
No.
And
No.
yeah, he was very strict. He's very kind and warm guy, but he was very strict and pushed me a lot to work hard. So
Well, I think that's a good balance, don't you? I mean, we need people to be not, and they could be to be polite and
right.
civilized, but not necessarily just nice. The people that we learn the most from are the people that push us the hardest.
Yes, yes. So that was really good for me because I was just like, it's fun to play the music and I like to do it, um, but yeah. So I learned from him to work really hard toward to goal and
So after Vienna, what was next in your life? What happened after that?
also while I was doing my master, I had a chance. I was very lucky to be able to go to Paris Conservatory for my Erasmus program. So I spent half the semester in Paris, also where I met my husband.
Oh, now we get there.
Yeah, it was wonderful. We had a great time. I thought I would learn French, but I learned English instead. Yeah, so yeah, we had a great time, and I came back to Vienna. I graduated in Vienna, and then after, like, toward to the end of my graduation, I was like, what am I gonna do next? And I was like, oh, I need a job. So I started looking for orchestra opportunity. Um, so I found the Civic Orchestra in Chicago, the training orchestra of Chicago Symphony.
Yep.
So I applied for that, and I got in, and I spent 2 years in Chicago City Orchestra. Yeah.
I'm sensing a continuous direction here from ever heading westward from Busan to Vienna to Paris to Chicago.
Right.
Is it fair to say that's the next chapter you came, was the West Coast? Did you come directly from San Francisco, to San Francisco and the Bay Area from Chicago?
Oh, we lived in Colorado Boulder for a short
It's
time.
consistent. We're
Yes,
getting
we moved around quite a bit.
time
Yeah,
zone by time zone, Central, Mountain, and eventually
yeah.
Pacific.
Yes, it was very, very beautiful, and we had great time there. But of course, as a young person, I wanted to go to the bigger city where I can find more opportunities to play and perform. So yeah, we ended up to move to the Bay Area after
Well,
Colorado.
we're very happy, and I'm hoping for our sake at the Marin Symphony that you decide that this westward motion is going to stop in San Francisco.
Yeah, we love it here, and we really would like to settle here, and it's just great. I want to be here forever.
Well, somebody that's lived in the Bay Area for 30 something years now, it's
Oh,
a very, very special place, and I'm so thrilled that you're now part of the Marin Symphony community. I enjoyed enormously the time that we had together last season, and of course, just so disappointed that it was cut short. But I'm really looking forward to hearing your beautiful sound again with the orchestra. And in the meantime, I know that you've prepared a very special treat for us today. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the musical piece that you've got?
yeah. It's a little like movement from Jacques Casserel, the four flute. It's a flutes and vacances.
Four flutes, so
Yeah,
you
for
are
four flutes.
quadruple
Yes,
duty.
right. And I'm playing all the four parts. And yeah, of course, I wished I had my colleague to play together, but at this time it was a little bit hard to do it. So, and I see a lot of people were making videos of like ensemble themselves. So I decided to try, and it's a fun little uplifting piece. So I really hope our audience enjoy.
I'm absolutely certain they will. I'm enormously looking forward to listening to it. And so I want to thank you for that, as well as spending the time today so that we can get to know you a little bit better and hear some details of your really, really fascinating life story so far.
Thank
And I
you.
look forward to seeing the adventure continue here in the Bay Area.
Thank you, Alasdair. It's been such a
Thank you.
joy to work with you and chat with you today. It's been great.
Absolutely. Look forward to seeing you in person soon, I hope.
I hope so too.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.